Lockport Township High School District 205 parents and guardians. I'm Dr. Bob McBride, Superintendent of Lockport Township High School District 205, and I'm coming to you from the Porter Room where we held our monthly board meeting on Monday, November 16th, 2020, and this is your board meeting brief. This particular board meeting, we talked about and handled two of the most consequential and important things that we really could do all year. The first is we talked about our tax levy, which would directly impact you when you see your tax bill in the spring. We also talked about the future of our schedule given the very high COVID-19 numbers that we have, the current surge that we're in, and what will we do between Thanksgiving and winter break. First, I'd like to speak to the tax levy. Fall for a school district is a season of audit, budget, and setting a tax levy. In terms of our audit, we have an independent auditor that comes in and has given us an amazingly clean bill of health. Our auditor has found no irregularities, so much praise for our practices, a balanced budget, low debt, and easily servicing that debt. In essence, our auditor has concluded we live within our means, and they predict that we will maintain one of the highest credit ratings that we can through Moody's, and that the Illinois State Board of Education will give us recognition status for our financial work, which is the highest status that you can receive. We also have been, this fall, setting a budget. We anticipate that next year, our costs to operate our district will increase by 4.8%. However, we're planning to set a levy that increases our tax revenue by 3.5% because we understand, like you, that these are difficult economic times, and we too have to live within our means. It's not simply a case where we have to take our increased costs and put them in your lap. So we're doing our part as well. Does that mean that every taxpayer in Lockport Township will receive a 3.5% increase in your taxes? It actually does not. We tax almost $2 billion in property, and we have such a large tax base that it doesn't mean a 3.5% increase for you. What it does mean is if you see an increase on your tax bill, it's good news, because we also received notice from Will County that your property values have actually increased this year. It's a good thing for our community, and it's a good thing for you as a property owner. When you see our tax levy, what will indicate to you is that we are trying to live within our means because we know that you're doing the same thing. At the same time as we provide a high quality education for your children. In the month of December, as we lead up to our final board meeting on December 21st, where we approve the tax levy, I hope you'll tune in where we'll be sharing more with you about dollars and cents in Lockport Township High School District 205. Thanksgiving to winter break, learning, safety, equity. Like you, we are facing the challenge of COVID-19. As a superintendent, it is my role really to ask you to do all that you can to support education, to keep yourself and your students healthy. The governor has really asked local mayors and local citizens and local superintendents really to take control of our own situation. You can support the work we do, whether we're remote or we're in person, by masking up, backing up, washing up, and limiting your social gatherings so we can fight the spread of this disease. We want to keep all of our citizens safe. We know our hospitals are crowded. We know that we're seeing a spike in surge and in spread. To that end, and because we've placed such a high priority with our Board of Education on safety, equity, and learning, we will stay in remote learning from Thanksgiving all the way to the beginning of winter break on Friday, December 18th. We know that that is the safest choice. We also know that it's the equitable choice because all students in our remote framework can have access to their teachers. Quarantine is really what derailed our in-person learning. At one point, we had 522 students quarantined because of COVID-like symptoms or exposure to COVID. Simply put, those students on quarantine for 14 days had a difficult time accessing their classes. Full remote learning speaks to that. And then finally, learning, high priority on learning. We want to make sure that learning continues even in this pandemic. We know that we've called on you as families and as students, as teachers, as administrators, as leaders, as Board of Education members to be flexible through this pandemic, and I can't thank you enough for that. Our promise to you is to continue educating your children, continue communicating with you, and continuing our commitment as a Board of Education and a high school district to safety, equity, and to learning. Thank you.